Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sinsel Combat Network, and today we are talking about the YouTuber versus TikTok press conference that just happened. And my god, was it a bit painful. I watched the entire thing, I sat through it all, obviously hosted by DJ Keemstar and fouseytube. Obviously fouseytube's had a boxing fight before with Slim, and he is without a doubt the worst YouTube boxer we've seen, probably worse than Momo FIFA. It's shocking, but yeah, they hosted it and it was a proper panel. Obviously Anissa, Gibb and Deji couldn't attend it in real life. They had to be broadcasted over satellite. So obviously we're going to skip the lower ones. Obviously I'll be talking about the ones I mainly know, because a lot of them I just have no interest in talking about them, because for one, their names aren't that big. I know that's rich coming from me, but I say it as it is. And I've got to talk about the big ones because they're the big names. So we'll go talking about one of the smaller ones first, but I know them, so I'll be discussing them. Tanner Fox. Obviously Tanner Fox is facing some random geezer, and he openly admitted that, actually not just him, a fair few people admitted that they were doing it just for money. And fouseytube went on a little tirade going on about, oh, I did this for charity, I don't want to hear none of that weak shit about it being about money. Mate, why do you think they're doing it? Like, did you really think they were doing it because, oh, I want a box? No, they're there for money, because two big names in the main event is going to draw. I mean, I don't know about 50 quid on the pay-per-views, but I can imagine they're getting a fair decent sum. Yeah, enough on. We'll touch more on fouseytube later. Christ above, what a cringy bastard. But by the way, this is not. If I have any chance of monetization, this video is not getting it. The amount of swearing I'm going to be doing. We'll cover on Tanner Fox. I thought he represented himself well. He seems pretty funny. He's a nice guy. Hoping he wins this fight. Obviously I'm rooting for the YouTuber side of things, but I do hope Tanner wins. He looks a little bit like a miniature Charlie Morley, so it's fun if that would ever happen. That wouldn't be Charlie. I don't want to see that actually. We're going to touch on DDG next, who's facing Nate Wyatt. Now this one was a trash talking one, but for some reason no one just wanted to let DDG speak. DDG is obviously a rapper and now a YouTuber. He runs a group on the YouTube scene. My prediction, he said he's trained when he was at a younger age for this. And if we're going off that, this Nate Wyatt has never trained before apparently in his life. I'm going to go DDG. He's the favourite for that one. Another thing, there was this lad with like some sort of mullet. And I asked him, have you started training? He was like, what was I supposed to? Oh, now you understand why I find this a bit more on the painful side. As someone who's done boxing training themselves and obviously did it at like an amateur level, it's hard to watch when someone's got a massive fight coming up and they haven't even started training. It's literally less than a month, it's like 3 weeks away. Oh. It's very stressful to see. Yeah, that was a painful one. We'll move on next to Deji, who is via satellite, and obviously he's facing Vinny Hacker. Vinny Hacker seems like a fairly decent fella, to be honest. He was one who obviously said it was about money as well, and fouseytube started sort of ran. But we're not going to talk about Vinny Hacker because he didn't really say much. He was just more like, we'll see what happens, I believe I can win. But Deji just went on an onslaught of everyone, literally, like fouseytube, Bryce Hall, Taylor Holder. He wanted everyone. God, you know what, Deji, he's a bit of a twat, and he's done some scummy things in the past. But I know his boxing ability. He batters anyone in that room. He beats every single person in that room, even Gibb. I know Gibb's fought professionally and all that, and he's had proper high-level training, but Gibb does not stand a chance against Deji. Deji is just like Vidal Riley said, he's technically gifted. And on his day, we know, well, on his day, he could have beaten Jake Paul. He's the one to obviously take Jake Paul the furthest in all of his fights. And if he would have trained, I seriously think he would have beaten Jake Paul. But obviously he didn't, so hopefully he's training properly for this one. He seems like he is. Obviously he's training at Peterborough. Inside knowledge, he's training really, really hard for this. I won't tell you where I got that. But he went on an onslaught on Bryce Hall, who Bryce Hall is planning on calling out KSI after this, but we'll talk about him at the end. Deji called out Taylor Holder because apparently he avoided Taylor Holder the first time. And I'm not sure if it's avoided. I think maybe the fight got offered to him, but I feel like he wants to maybe get a win before that one. So if you want to call that avoided, but obviously Vinny Hacker is a stepping stone, as he said. But to be honest, I don't think there's any fluidity to that. Obviously the Americans, they know how to lie and manipulate, so it's how it is. Then he went on a rant to fouseytube saying he would batter him, and my God, would he batter him. He had Slim in the audience calling him out, who was saying he wanted to fight, but Slim was also trying to get Gibb as well, so I feel like Slim's just trying to get everyone. And a brawl nearly started out in the middle of it because there were these fellas with DDG and Austin McBroom who were chatting shit to Bryce Hall and all that. And a brawl nearly started there because Bryce Hall has the temperament of a 5-year-old child. But Deji with Vinny Hacker, I think Deji's going to finish Vinny Hacker so quick. I know Vinny's in shape and I don't actually think he's got any height advantage. I know Deji will be heavier, so I just think Deji's going to finish him in the first 2 rounds. I don't see it going long at all, even with head guards. We'll move on to the next one, which is Gibb versus Taylor Holder. Now, Gibb called out Taylor Holder for obviously asking for heavier gloves and head guard, but Taylor Holder brought up the fact of, oh, it's an exhibition fight, you know, you got to do it to certain rules. But no, that's not actually true. You can have an exhibition fight with no head guards, lighter gloves. You can have it, but obviously he's probably opted, and I know he said he didn't, he said his team did, but Gibb made the point of, you haven't told them not to do that. So I'm with Gibb on this one. I'm backing my UK boy. I know he's been announced from Saudi Arabia, but he's a UK boy at heart. I remember when he packed Pele on FIFA, so I've got to stick with him. What is my prediction for this fight? Now I know it's going to be head guards, and now I know it's going to be heavier gloves. I think Taylor Holder's going to win this one. I feel like Taylor Holder's going to outpoint him. Gibb's going to be constantly coming forward and Taylor's just going to be standing back. Obviously he's seen a movement where he's very fluid. He's very fluid, and it doesn't look like he hits the hardest. I know he did a punch test on fouseytube, but honestly anyone can hit a hard punch, so that doesn't really tell me a lot. But yeah, right now I'm going with Taylor Holder to win this one by a points decision. Mainly because, I don't know, just Gibb, he's not a good boxer. He's just a brawler, that's what he is. And I feel like Taylor's got height on him and he's got reach. So I just feel like he's just going to stick around and jab him the entire time. So that's my one for that. But now we'll get on to the main event. Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall. They're both scumbags, but I can't believe I want Austin McBroom to fucking win. Like, McBroom's a twat, but fucking hell, Bryce Hall, man. You're actually a pathetic... God, I can't even get my words together. You're a pathetic twat. You really are. Just, obviously he started things up by offering to fight McBroom right now. Obviously saying his energy changes and all that. There's so many things to talk about Bryce Hall. He's saying, well, Deji actually piped up to him and said, after this I want you. and Bryce Hall said, "You're irrelevant to me. I'm going to be calling out your brother next KSI." Could we see KSI versus Bryce Hall? Who knows? Who knows? Probably not, but you never know. Yeah, the things with that is Bryce Hall versus McBroom. What do I think of that fight? I see Austin McBroom winning, actually. I really do. I think he's got the power advantage over him. He's a man, whereas Bryce is just a child. So the man always beats the child. I know how wrong that sounds. Don't cancel me. But yeah, I just think, and I'm just keeping it short and sweet with these lot. McBroom said once Bryce loses to him, that Deji can have his leftovers, and Deji actually agreed. If Bryce fights KSI, then he'll take on Taylor Holder. So that might be an event in the future, because obviously KSI said he wants a fight before Jake, obviously, to get reinstated with it. So I feel like that'd be perfect. KSI versus Bryce Hall. What would be my prediction for that fight? KSI would knock out Bryce Hall in the first 2 rounds. Oh my god, that would be scary for Bryce Hall. He's a little fucking jock meathead. That's what he is. He's so painful to watch, and it's disgusting that someone like that has all the money and is successful. It really is. Then we'll go on to the final thing. A brawl erupted. Austin McBroom stepped up to him, and they got into sort of like a face-to-face, and then Austin McBroom sat down and realised that there was too many security to actually do anything. And then Bryce Hall sat back down and said, "If you ever step up on me again, just find out what happened." So McBroom instinctively just stood up. Then Bryce tried pushing him, fell over, just nearly got crushed by everyone. It was so funny and so painful. My god. Yeah, you can't push someone and fall over while pushing them and then get trampled on by everyone. It's such a pathetic display. Like I said, Bryce Hall, you're a pathetic twat jock meathead. Like, my god, I can imagine all the hardcore boxing fans are like coming across this. They're like, what the fuck is this? What is this, man? Well, obviously the event, it was originally on my birthday, June 5th, but now it's been moved to June 12th. So my birthday's ruined, I suppose. Am I looking forward to this event? Not really. Will I be paying to watch it? Not really. No, I won't be. I'll be seeing what happens the next day, and I'll be bringing the results to you as soon as possible. This has been a very long video today. I think this might be one of my longest videos yet. But yeah, it's a big thing that happened yesterday, and I just wanted to get it out to you. Again, for the final time, Bryce Hall, you're a twat. Austin McBroom, you're a twat. Taylor Holder, you seem alright, but still a bit of a twat. Gibb, Deji. Gibb, I love you. Deji, you're a twat, but please win. Vinny Hacker, you seem like a decent guy. And Tanner Fox, you're a lovely man. I hope you win. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.